What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I've got a fun one here for you today. We're going to do another SPAC video for Sniper. It's been a minute, but I did promise you guys I would do some evaluations of some companies that I thought would be good purchases for our friends over at Tortoise Acquisition. And this is just another one. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. So today I have Atlas Motor Vehicles for you. And I kind of want to talk to you a little bit about this and why I think it would be just another good play for them. It's very, very, very similar to Lordstown, but I do want to go over some of the benefits of this particular company versus Lordstown. Okay. Now, Atlas is basically designing a truck, a utility truck, that you can change the bed out. So you can have, your traditional truck, you can have a flatbed, you can have a service style truck where you have the compartments on the side and the back where, you can keep all your tools. So they're going to be very versatile as far as options for customers. And basically they have a target demographic of, just companies or people that are going to need service vehicles, right? So like contractors and plumbers, things like that. Or tow trucks even. So that's basically what they are. They also are developing their own battery technology, and they have their own charging technology that they're looking to develop as well. Now, let's talk about some of the products. I'll talk about some of the goods, the bads, as far as why I think it would be a good idea to invest in them and why it may be hard to invest in them. And then just some things that I really like about them. But let's talk about the truck first. So here's the XT pickup truck. Really basic, right? They keep it simple. They just call it XT. Already you can see it looks very much like a Lordstown vehicle, right? It looks very much like the Lordstown truck that we've seen recently. However, there are some differences, right? So obviously it's going to be assembled in the United States, which a lot of these companies are looking to do. They're trying to bring that staple back, right? In the United States, we love we love our trucks. I think most people actually drive trucks. I think it's the #1 vehicle on the road. But it's gonna be assembled in the USA. They're gonna start them out at $45,000. Obviously, there's gonna be options to add on to that. It's gonna be 4-wheel drive, independent wheels, much like Lordstown, right? And then independent suspension, single-speed gearbox, obviously, because it's gonna have an electric motor. And then, different regenerative braking and dynamic load controls. And then the storage in the front's insane. You can fit like 3 people in it. So we'll talk about that when it comes down to it. But I did see the video for it. It's pretty crazy. And then, of course, they're looking for a 1 million mile lifespan for the battery, which is, I think is what Tesla's already bragging about. So this is pretty good. And then, spray and bed liner. You don't want to scratch your truck up. So there's that. They're going to have 3 different ranges to choose from, 300, 400, 500, right? And then they're claiming it's going to charge in 15 minutes. So they're going to be basically prepping the battery to accept a ton of wattage without obviously lighting on fire, because that would be bad. So there's that. I would definitely encourage going to the site to learn a little bit more about the charging capabilities and the tech they're using. There's a whole video that they have where the engineer goes over kind of what their plan is. But there's that. Performance is top speed's 120 miles per hour, which, I don't think too many people in trucks are going to go 120 miles an hour. As long as it goes the speed limit, that's pretty much all you need. 0 to 65 seconds, 0 to 60 at max carrier. So like if you're loading, if you have like a max load, 18 seconds, 0 to 60. Still pretty respectable. These are the different towing capacities. You have your trailer hitch, 5th wheel, payload capabilities. Skip that. They're going to allow you to actually pick your ride height. So you can have a foot off the ground or just over a foot off the ground with another 3 inches to save some space here off the ground in case you want to go, in a rockier area. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, they just, they talk about the different options. There are some pretty cool things you can add, actually, if you go down here. Well, what they talk about, though, is the space in the trunk, like I talked about here. You get to pretty much have your little screen control, which I think is a staple of most electric vehicles, and just the seating's pretty comfortable is what they said. But there are some pretty cool options that you can add into the truck to make it yours. You can have a service body, which is like a flatbed. So if you wanted your own little tow truck, this is that. You can have power outlets installed, so you can plug your vehicles in, or not vehicles, but you can plug your stuff into your vehicle. Like you want to charge like let's say you want to charge like a battery for a drill or something, like you can plug it in. Bed link, you can have an 8-foot bed or a 6.5-foot bed, so that's cool. And then they have an air compressor hookup too, which is really cool considering, if you're in, let's say you have like a power washer or something along those lines, you can just hook it right up to your truck and just use it right away. These are the different bodies I was talking about. So you got your flatbed, which is this picture here. You have your service body, which is where you have the little side trays. Like you would see this a lot on like maintenance vehicles, things like that. And then of course you have your 8-foot bed. So this one is just a normal truck. This one's the flatbed as seen. And then the service body is where you have these little things on the side. So you can pretty much order it in any configuration that you'd like. I think that's pretty neat. And they're estimating it to be complete and launched by the end of 2021. Now, this actually leads me to my next thing that I'm going to talk about after I talk about their battery and their charging technology. Is the company is very transparent. You definitely know their timetables, which I think is pretty cool. So let's talk about their XP platform. So XP platform, right? This is just the chassis. So the cool thing is they're developing an entire chassis that you can pretty much add on top of. So if you wanted to, create like your own vehicle, they'll give you the chassis. They're going to sell the chassis separate from their own truck, and then you can just add whatever you want. So let's say you want like a Camaro shell, and you want to put a Camaro shell on this. Then you can have a Camaro electric vehicle, right? Like that's their chassis. It's their XP platform. So that was just an example. Obviously, I don't know if anyone's ever going to do that. I imagine there'd be a lot of fabrication, but it'd be cool to just have the chassis and the battery pack and everything all ready to roll, and you can just fabricate your own vehicle, which I think is going to be the next, hot rodder type of thing where people are going to be able to buy their own stuff and then put it together to have their own look, right? It's going to be very unique. So that's something that's really cool too. We're going to talk about their charging station. So they're going the Tesla route here. They want to charge in about 15 minutes, right? They want it to basically work with solar, plug into your grid, pay back the grid. It's basically just Tesla for the most part. This is their battery. But yeah, it's pretty much the same sales points that Tesla makes, right? Like, oh, you can sell it back to the grid. You can connect to your solar at your house, you can purchase power at commercial prices, liquid cooling, right? So grid connectivity. So this battery here is basically for your house. I'm not going to go too much into it. To me, it seems like a carbon copy of what Tesla sells, but still pretty cool considering Sniper wants to invest in a company that's going to have battery and charging technologies. I think this was one of the requirements in the statement made for Sniper or Snapper. I'm going to call it Snapper. You guys know what I'm talking about. Let's talk about the battery. Oh, look at that. But they make this is a pretty good photo. I wish I could take photos like this. Anyways, so here's the battery technology, right? So minimum parts, it reduces assembling costs because there's not as much complexity. You don't have as many things that you got to assemble. Modular design, very similar to Tesla, right? You have these different things here. And then thermal efficiency, obviously you don't want your battery lighting on fire. And they have a scalable solution. The batteries are pretty small, actually. I think one of them, man, it looked like the size of maybe my Cisco router. It's not super. I mean, that's a big router, by the way. That's but maybe like 20 to 30 inches. It's it is what it is. But they're not super huge. Like they're pretty small for the size that you get. But here's some of the things that they're going to sell you on. Ultra fast charging, superior thermal performance, right? Like the battery gets hot, it loses performance. They're going to have ways to fight that. Low profile design for easy integration into pack assemblies. So basically you can fit a lot of them into a pack. And whatever NCM based chemistry solution is, I imagine this is, what's in the battery, the acid. And then whatever high cycle rates means, I'd have to look more into that. But they're making their own proprietary battery, and that means they're going to be able to figure out what costs they're going to need and kind of go from there. I think this is kind of funny gear. You can buy the shirts. Or this is super Tesla right here, guys. Like buying the Tesla shirt, buying the, you know, I want a workhorse, not a show pony, right? I think this is funny that they actually have gear already, like shirts and stuff, because this is kind of what Tesla does, you know, like, or companies like that. They buy, you know, Apple's another example. You know, you buy your Apple shirt from their store in Apple Park, but I think that's pretty funny. Anyways, guys, that's the products, right? Those are the things as far as the products are concerned. So their main four products, you know, you got your battery, you got your charging station, you got your platform and chassis that you can sell. And then, of course, you have the XC truck, you know, the 500-mile, 0 to 60 in 5 seconds, 15-minute charge, you know, 20,000-pound load truck. So those are the things that, you know, that they're selling. Let's talk about the transparency I was talking about, though, guys. So this is pretty much why I like this company personally. Now, we're going to talk about why this is a good thing and a bad thing, right? So transparency is amazing. They actually talk about how far along they are, you know, in their projects. These are the different things that they're, you know, that they've done. They have their team expansion. They have their battery. This is like, wow, 9.26. I just saw that for the first time. 9 minutes, 2.6 minute battery charge time. Wow, it took them that long. So here's the first thing. I'm going to start with the bad first, guys. So their main thing right now is they have 23% of their funding right now is from crowdfunded investors. That's people like me and you who go to their little crowd fund and they give them money to work with. 3% for seed investors, like the first people to ever give them money. And then, of course, their employees and their founder own 74% of their shares, right? So this may be a challenge. I imagine if they really want to get over the hill. So I imagine they'll get to a point where they're like, all right, we got it. You know, we just need that extra up. Like we need an extra 100 million or something, right? We need something because we're so close and I can feel it. And that's probably when it will be time, you know, to make the jump, right? To go for it all. Right now, though, their main thing is they don't really like having outside majority holders because they want to be able to like do their own thing without being, you know, without having oversight for the most part. So, you know, that's something that I think would be a challenge for Snapper or for Tortoise Acquisition to convince them to sell the company or sell part of the company. But, you know, you never know. I mean, if they believe in the vision enough, they may do it. So this would be the major hurdle. Let's move forward. These are the people who have all invested. So obviously, like places like California, Nevada, you know, I'm pretty surprised that Texas is as abundant as it is. So yeah, let's keep it moving. So this is kind of where they were and what they've done, right? They're already at $25 million raised. And then total cost until production. Like, I love their transparency because they tell you like exactly how much money is going into stuff, how much, like what their timetables are, their percentage complete, how many people. Like, this is insane. 3,320 investors. If you were to invest right now, you'd become 29. They tell you exactly how many people are investing, right? They basically tell you what their next deadlines are, right? So when 30 million is raised at the end of Q4, it's going to allow them to take the XP platform into full production. So by the end of the year, they're already going to be able to take their platform, their little, their XP platform where they can sell it to people and just pump that out, which is going to get them some money back, right? So that's pretty cool. I imagine this is going to go towards this next goal because you're going to make a lot of money off of this. And then you're going to be able to complete production and delivery of the first 100 trucks that they have ready to roll out. So they're basically going to sell you the platform or sell you the chassis and all the equipment, and then they're going to use the money from that to flip it and turn it into their own trucks. And of course, this is where I see the option for Snapper to really jump on further funding and development, right? You're going to need that spike in order to go for a mass production of the truck. So I figure if they can get to here, then they can probably get to here or close. If they can get close to this, then someone like Snapper can jump on them in 2021 and then go straight for the, you know, for the buy, which I think would take place around 2022. So there's that. This is the roadmap I think I was talking about. And just, whoops, that's going to take me all the way to the top. Let me go back down here. Their site's pretty interactive. I actually like the mobile version better, to be honest. Let me see if I can find I think it's under invest. Let me see here. Let's jump back to the main page here. Let's act like we're going to invest. So boom, okay, I think this is where we want to be. Okay. Financial transparency, right? This is cool right here, but all right, here we go. They talk about their reservations, and I want to say they were at, here it is right here. This is what we're talking about. This is what I was looking for. Okay, so we're at 3,328 investors. The company has a value, or a book value of $166 million already. So that definitely falls in line for what the Tortoise Acquisition Group 2 Snapper is looking to spend. It's actually a discount, a lot cheaper. So they could definitely make a big offer here and still get it, and probably even save some money or give extra money on top of it to make the company have even more funds. So this is pretty cool. Share prices right now are $8.24, and that's if you were to invest through their little crowdfunding that they've got. So this is actually pretty respectable if you want to invest early. There are already 25,000 reservations for the truck. So this is important to me, guys, because this tells me that, I mean, not everybody's going to buy it, but 25,000 people have already said, yeah, I'd love to reserve one. So imagine they sell this thing for $45,000. Right? Just kind of run that through your mind right now. You know what? Let's do the math. So 25,000, right? So 25,000, right, times 45,000. So that's already $1,125,000,000. That alone, if they were to do just 25,000 reservations. It does say plus though, so maybe they have more, but you're already talking about $1 billion right there. You know, that's a good return on your money if you don't have, if I don't mind saying so. These are how many shares that they have issued. So over 17 million shares. So not bad, not bad. And then this is what I love right here. This is their plan, right? So platform development, Atlas charging development design, truck design development. So this is really cool. This is basically their goals and if they're hitting them. The other cool thing is it's going to give you the history of the company, right? So you're going to be able to see everything that's going on with it. My mouse isn't working. Okay, anyways. So there's that. And yeah, I mean, this is kind of just where we're at right now as far as what they're doing. I really wish they had the mobile version, because the mobile version, wow, man, like it gives you, like, either I don't know where I'm looking on their regular site, or there may be a problem, but let me see if the roadmap's the way to go here. Basically, there's a page that tells you each project's current status. I wonder if this is it. You know what? Let me pull it up on my phone. I'll go through it with you guys and kind of give you a breakdown of where they're at, because to me, that's the most important thing. All right, so here we go. Project Atlas HQ. So their HQ is their headquarters. They're at 25% of getting that built. The battery and charging, they're at 10% of their progress, and they have a project breakdown. I want to see if it's the project breakdown, because that's what we're looking for. We're looking for project breakdown. So they got that. The platform, or the chassis, is at 25% completion of their goal. The truck's at 20% completion of their goal. So to me, they have good transparency as far as each product. They have good plans. They have basically a good business plan telling you exactly what their goal is and where they're headed. So yeah, that's the company, guys. That's Atlas Motor Vehicles, and I mean, it makes sense to me, right? You have a company that meets all the criteria for what Snapper wants to do. They are they got a truck, which, you can never go wrong with that. So that's income. But they're also going to offer their own battery technology. They're going to offer their own chassis technology, which I think is going to be huge, because that was very similar to Proterra, except Proterra didn't even take it that far. When I did a review of them, the chassis itself is like everything. You just got to put a shell on it and like an interior, and that's it. You're done. So there's that. And then they even have their charging stations, which is another criteria that needs to be checked off for Snapper. So man, I think Atlas would be a good choice. Definitely very transparent company. A lot of good vehicles, or a lot of good products. Cool looking vehicle. Looks very much like Workhorse or Lordstown's solution. But yeah, tell me what you guys think in the comments. Let me know if you guys have heard of Atlas before, or if you even if you're an investor, or are you guys looking to get some of the swag? But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, guys. That really helps me out. Helps with that YouTube algorithm. So I'd appreciate smashing the like button. Hit the notification bell because I put new videos out from time to time, and I would love for you guys to watch those as well. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.